recording. Hello. All right, boys and girls. Mike Kelly again from animatorsforum.com. And somebody on the forum is asking about how to rig the arms and the legs, how into the torso. Now, once again, let me preface this by saying this is not by far not the only mean way to do it, or even the best way, or even the easiest way. This is just the way that I do it, and hopefully it'll give you guys some ideas, those of you that are having problems with this. Secondly, the other thing I want to state, I've mentioned this in the past, but I always work in three-quarter view. You'll notice this character is turned slightly looking in this direction, although you can also flip them and look in the other direction. But there's an upstage arm and a downstage arm, upstage leg, downstage leg. This three-quarter view is the most versatile view, in my opinion. And you'll see it on shows like The Simpsons and Family Guy, and just about every cartoon show does this kind of three-quarter view most of the time. They may or may not include frontal or back views or side views, but usually three-quarters views. So that's all my stuff pertains to that. You'll just have to extrapolate it out if you use other views. Okay, and finally, the last thing is I was going to just show you the rig and show you how it worked, but I thought maybe I would show you how to actually construct it using SmartBones. So in this particular case, this is actually fully rigged, but it doesn't have using my auto rig process, but it doesn't have everything working properly. So for example, we'll go to frame 30. He has a very angry look at him. And if I move this bone here, the upper arm bone, you'll see that although it probably is acceptable, it isn't really perfect in terms of how it works there. And let me show you how that's attached to that shoulder just to begin with. So I have, if I remove the bicep stuff so you can see, the torso has this shoulder part of it, so that way when the arm fits on top of it and rotates it around, as you saw, it can then look like the arm would normally be. But it's not perfect. And the nice thing about SmartBones is they allow you to do anything you want in terms of creating that perfection. So if I go here, oops, I'll just bring in the action. So here's my action. So if I go to, I'm on the main layer of bones, and the SmartBones are activated, and I go to the upper bicep. So here's the SmartBone for this upper, I'm sorry, that's the upstage bicep. I want to go downstage. Downstage bicep. Here we go. Downstage bicep. So here's the SmartBone, and you'll see it rotates around. I do all my SmartBones that do the full rotation, and this is the rest position. So what I want to do is adjust the upper arm so that as it rotates around, it's more smoothly blended. So I go to that bicep, select that layer, and I go to the my tool that I use to modify layers, modify points. And so as it moves up here, this is okay, but I'd actually like to have the shoulder more joined as it moves up. And you can see I can do that by adjusting things here. And as I do that, then as it comes back here, I'll want to readjust it so it moves around more smoothly to that section. So so that's just, and this is totally how you would want it. You have to decide for yourself what kind of look you're going for. But so for example, here I might come down a little bit, or I could do this a lot of different ways. I could have it just a completely join through that process and join up through there and go through there as it moves through here, and adjust this. So really whatever you want to do, once the SmartBone is adjusted, then it will remain that way while you animate it. So then you don't have to worry about it anymore. So this is the 150 is the final position. So that's, and I might want to have it come up this way. I'm not gonna do all of this, but I just wanted to show you the kinds of things you could do to adjust things as you want them to move. And so those are all possibilities. Once again, and you would adjust it on both sides, both up and front. Same thing goes down here for the legs now. And so here's my leg. If I go into the, let's say the downstage leg, wherever it is, downstage thigh, here we go. So here's the SmartBone for it. So you can see, once again, if I remove the leg so you can see what's going on here, that I have a bottom here, this bottom piece that's rounded, so that as the leg itself rotates around, it can rotate in that joint. So again, I would go to the downstage leg, and using my tools to manipulate points, whoops, I would select the points here to manipulate and adjust so that as the leg itself moves, that these things are smooth. And I can even adjust the curvature here because I kind of want the curvature to follow that groin line. So I can adjust that. And once again, this is just a matter, once you set it up for your character, you'll never have to do this again in your animation, which is the whole beauty of SmartBones, is that they remember the things that have to be done and then do them as you animate it. But anyway, so that follows the line of that. And then as it comes up here, I like to have, this, once again, I probably would adjust the curvature to make it come more straight there. So you notice how the curvature changes when it comes down to here. It's rounded and comes up there. And then the bottom portion, as it comes up here, I'm going to want to bring this inside of this so that this looks proper. And again, it just depends on how you want to you want your animation to look. You have to figure that out yourself. But however you're going for, whatever the look is that you're going for, you can accomplish with SmartBones. So there you go. You have a smooth, although that's not quite right. And I don't want to waste this whole video playing around with SmartBones, because hopefully those of you that know how to use SmartBones will get the idea, and those of you that don't should learn. So anyway, so that once I've done that, then, and I go back to the main line here, and I would have to adjust all of the arms and legs that way. So now when I go to the main line here and move a bone, then that automatically adjusts there to the proper. What am I doing? Oh, that's right. I have the target bone set on. When I move the bone, but you can see that the leg now deforms itself properly in that section there, because it's been smart boned to where it deforms and smoothly, and then the bottom of it is smooth. Hopefully you can see that smoothness, and I might still have to work on that a little bit just to get that perfect, but it's pretty close. So that's how the leg can rotate around and do that thing. And the same thing goes for the arm here. If I want to rotate this bone, you can see that the smart bone automatically adjusts the changes of that and makes that work. And so I don't have to worry about that. So that's all taken care of, and that's the beauty of SmartBones. And this guy's obviously talking up there's also, you can see I need to do the edge here on the other side, and I can do that in the SmartBones, so it also follows that path. So it takes a few minutes of working with your SmartBones, but that's basically it, folks. That's how I attach arms and legs to the torso, and then once they're attached and once the SmartBone is in place, it will remember all those movements, and that's really why you want SmartBones, because you definitely want to be able to do all this in an easy manner and not have to worry about it otherwise. Okay? All right, folks, that's about it. Join us on the forum for the rest of information, tips, and all kinds of fun stuff. Thanks.